So we're all ready to start painting here anyway. I'm just going to go at it one wall at a time. Because there was so much dust in here, I want to wash the wall down first before putting any primer on it. And we'll see how it goes from there. So I'm going to start out here with a primer to make sure I get really good adhesion for my final coat, and also make sure that this does a good job of covering up anything that might bleed through from the old paint or anything else that might be on the wall. This will seal it up very thoroughly. So this is the next part of this fun little job. I have to cut the tile floor from the other room back straight along here so it's not protruding out past the edge of the door. So that's proving to be really interesting. I've got a ceramic wheel here in my grinder, and we're just working it slowly back and then going at it with a chisel. You can see my black line there that I've got to get it back to get it even with the door. And we'll see how we go with that. Okay, so I've got this section of floor not too bad. I've got the edge cut away nice and clean along the doorway. That took a little bit of monkeying around. This part where the old tile was all chipped off is a little rough. I think I'm probably going to have to use some filler on it to smooth it out, because I've got a few pretty good divots in here from when the tile was removed. And on this section, the rest of it, you can see the lines from the old carpet backing that was left behind by the glue. So I'm hoping to avoid having to resurface the entire floor here. So I'm going to see what I can do with my belt sander to take these ridges off and smooth it out. Well, it's definitely smoother. I think I might be all right. I have to fill in around the edges a little bit. There's little holes where the tacks went through the boards for the carpet. but nothing too serious. I think it'll work. Well, that was fun. Not really. So this entranceway, I had to take the grinder to get off as much of this mortar as I could that's left over from the tiles that used to be in this section of the room. This place used to be divided up into really small rooms. So this was one of the things we did right off the bat, was to enlarge the two rooms, my office and this spare room, from what used to be 3 rooms. So you can see the border there and where the wall used to be for this room along here. So this was an incredibly small room, as the 3 of them were. So now we've got 2 decent sized rooms, but nonetheless it's making for an awful lot of work here getting this floor ready. So I was hoping to be able to put the tile just straight down on the existing floor, but I don't think that's going to work very well. It's reasonably smooth now, in pretty good shape, but I'm worried about the tile actually sticking to it just because of some of the defects that are there. So I think we're going to make a trip into Home Hardware and talk to my friends there and see what they recommend for putting a nice smooth surface down on this cement floor so we can put the tiles on it without worrying about distortion. Anyway, been lots of fun today. Well, we ended up with a little bit of an issue in here. While I was cleaning down this floor here, grinding all the old mortar out where the tiles used to be under this section, I managed to accidentally kick away my plastic barrier from the door, and I didn't notice it. So I proceeded merrily along, grinding away at that floor for well over an hour, filling the house with white dust. Yeah, that wasn't good. Took a little bit to clean that up. But anyway, that's done. So we're back to work on the room again. I'm going to continue on with the prime coat and see where we go from there. Well, I'm just about done here with the priming. I decided to go ahead and put 2 coats of primer on, which is a bit unusual, but this blue is a pretty deep color and it's probably going to very easily still show up through my finish colors. So I decided to go ahead and put 2 coats of the primer on. So we're moving along. I should have this finished up very shortly. One of the things I have noticed as I've been going along is I've got a few dents and minor little holes in the ceiling, which I will probably fix tomorrow. Well, with that job just about done, it looks like it's not a bad day out there to go for a bit of a winter walk. Let's go have a look at the trail cameras and see if they've caught anything, and have a walk down to the river just for the fun of it. All right, let's go. So this teeny little guy is known as a snow flea, and he's barely over 1 millimeter long. He lives off of the algae and that type of thing that shows up on snow as it melts. And you'll see them by the thousands around here in every footprint that you put down in the damp snow. It's pretty neat to look at. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little walk outside and the look at the trail cameras. Pretty good pictures of the turkeys that like to come into the front yard. So next time we should be starting on the wood that goes along underneath the window, and we'll see how that goes. That should be fun and a bit different. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.